Program Director, MEC of the KZN Department of Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, KUMISA board members, past and present, our esteemed speakers in different topics, stakeholders and partners, distinguished guests, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Now, it is with great excitement that we have all agreed to gather here this morning on this very, let me just lower this down, on this very, very momentous occasion where we celebrate and seek to further economically transform the South African music landscape in order for its value chain to function effectively within a leveled playing field for fair competition. Because ultimately, as we all sit here, in one way or the other, we do sort of compete with each other, but we encourage that we also complement each other so that the environment by which we compete is a fair environment that will have economic returns for all who work in it. Now, it's no secret that the global music industry has drastically changed to accommodate the fourth industrial revolution. And this is an era, that is important for us to understand and grasp, because every other sector that we can think of is also going through what we are going through. We're excited, we're anxious, and we're not sure what the future holds, but I really think if we put our heads together, this will be a very, very interesting period in our business lives. Now, South Africa may lag behind in most areas in the interim, and we have seen a shift in the local music industry landscape, and not only, speaks to the decline. I mean, it's how can I put it? It speaks to the decline of physical sales, which we all are aware of, but it also speaks to the increase in digital sales, which I'm hoping that we'll unpack as the speakers actually come up and talk to their different spaces or the spaces that they represent. So this is a notion alluded to by the musicianwave.com website, where they state the following, and I quote, "The music industry has radically changed in the last couple of decades. The internet revolution has transformed the way we create and consume music. It has built hierarchies and power balances, stealing the control once owned by major record labels and giving it to the consumer," close quote. So with that in mind, we realize that the music industry value chain as we knew it has now changed drastically, leaving more power in the hands of consumers, while the music industry tries to find its balance and control. And it's that very effort of finding a balance that we are all here today. In their latest Entertainment and Media Outlook report for the 2019 to 2023 period, audit firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, they found that the total South African music podcast revenue, and listen to this, which is composed of physical sales, digital sales, music royalties, live music, and podcast revenue, was approximately 2.4 billion rands in 2018 alone. Leaving us with a host of questions. For instance, should this amount be accurate? Is the entire music industry value chain considered when collating this report? Namely, for instance, music retailers, perhaps, those who sell music instruments, those who in the business of selling any gear that pertains to the music industry, are they in this report? Are they in this 2.4 billion rands that is reportedly to have been received in the music industry in South Africa in 2018? Manufacturers, are they in this report? That is my question. I am not sure. So we speak these numbers knowing full well that they might not be accurate. We might still be missing a few points because the industry is much bigger than what we say it is. It is much bigger than that. The value chain is much wider. Now, another question that springs to mind is who benefits from the reported revenue? And to interrogate this further, we refer to a Citigroup report, which stated that musicians only gained 12% of the total $43 billion which were generated in the industry throughout 2017, in the US alone. And this proves that the music industry is still a very profitable enterprise that many of us who are in it still don't fully comprehend. And today we are hoping to diagnose our music industry through engagements and collaborations that will emanate from this very platform today. So I do hope that after each speaker comes up, that we are able to engage the speakers, that we are able to ask questions, that we are able to walk away with information that we did not have before, because it's an engagement platform. It's not just a platform where we stand in front of you and we speak over your heads. It's supposed to be an engagement type of networking session. And I do encourage everyone who's here to actually engage with our speakers. So I am, for one, very curious to hear what our speakers will present in their assessment through various vantage points of the music industry ecosystem, as this may indicate to us where we are lacking as an industry and possibly provide solutions that might benefit the entire music industry value chain in the long run. Now, in closing, MEC, I would like to also thank you on behalf of KUMISA and your department for continuing to walk with us on this very interesting music journey since KUMISA's establishment in 2009. Yes, we're 10 years old, people. And I think a round of applause would be very deserved. Now, we wouldn't have been if it wasn't for the Economic Development Department. It's a long word. It's Economic Development, Tourism, and Environmental Affairs. I said it without biting my tongue. We are talking business, okay? And likewise for the city, because the city did also walk with us, the city of Durban, because the vision was there. The feeling was, we do have skills, we do have qualified musicians, but the bottom line is when they leave the university space or spaces where they are skilled or trained, and they get into the actual business world or the actual music industry, they realize that it's not all they thought it would be, because the industry is much more than just skill or talent. There's some knowledge that you have to know. There's some street smart lingo that you have to be aware of. And I still say, some people, if they have knowledge that they think the person who is supposed to sign them, if they think, for instance, that they need to be signed, I ask them all the time, would you really want to be signed if you knew what the person you want signing from? Do you think you would go to that person and be signed if you had the knowledge that they had? But anyway, that's a topic for another day. I'm not going to rattle the boat. Let me just skip to my script a little bit. Now, I just also want to acknowledge our founding and current board members, our various stakeholders, the National Arts Council, the National Lotteries Council, and our members in general, who catapulted KUMISA from a mere regional music industry association to an internationally recognized music cluster that has since developed active, economically charged programs that seek to empower both the emerging and established music businesses across the music industry ecosystem. As we speak, since 2016, to date, we have gained more than 5,000 members in KZN. We have produced 90 professional artist managers and 90 professional music publishers, some of which will be graduating today. We have seen some of our graduates growing gradually, with some taking up internship positions at reputable companies such as Sheer Publishing, and I know Sheer Publishing is in the house today. Yo, Karabo, please wave so they see you. That's the GM of Sheer Publishing, one of the biggest independent, in fact, it is the biggest independent music publishing company in the world, right? In Africa. There we go. Round of applause. Okay. We're looking for the world, bro. Let's take the world. That's where we're going. Let's go there. So we've had interns at Sheer Publishing. We've had interns at Trace TV. And ultimately, I speak about this because when they took one of our interns, because of the knowledge that they got from the masterclass, they felt that this person was so suited to become the Trace TV, well, the Trace Africa TV channel, which was new at the time, and didn't have a compiler where they made him the compiler. So every song you saw play at that particular TV channel was played by this very student who came from the KUMISA masterclass because of their expertise. And I want to give a round of applause once again to our masterclass teachers. They're doing a fantastic job. And we also had an intern who was taken at 5th season. Now, let me tell you about something. You know, we are going to see the fella, the brother, who's actually co-running 5th season, an amazing gentleman, a very humble person. And I still wonder, why would this guy be so humble, having had been responsible for the likes of, I don't know, AKA, responsible for those careers. I mean, now we are singing Ami Faku's songs, everyone. We're singing Trezor's music. I mean, Manu Worldstar. I can go on and on and on. And he is going to address you today. And I'm just trying to explain to you how relevant the people that are speaking on this platform are and what's going on right now. So the message that they will be saying is a message that actually resembles the current status of the music industry. And one of our interns actually did intern at music at 5th season, and that was a milestone. He's gone on to do amazing things, but we will talk about that at a later stage. Now, we've also seen some of these very graduates earning revenue from international productions, such as, and now, MEC, I need you to hear this, such as the Black Panther blockbuster movie. One of our graduates from the class, in fact, from both classes, they actually started making revenue, international revenue, because they had clients whose music made it onto the actual movie. And the movie has been viewed I don't know how many times, so these guys are earning in dollars now because of this very class. So this is why we say we are no longer just regional, but we are international, because the landscape and the footprint that we are working hard to actually extend is not just a local landscape, but it's a global landscape, because if you think about it, global is in line with the 4th Industrial Revolution, where I can be with you while you are in America and I'm right here in South Africa. So it's an interesting time to be alive, people. It's an interesting time to be in the music industry. And I'm excited to be someone who comes from the music industry as a musician myself. And I will not sing, no, I won't, unless I do get paid and I send an invoice to somebody. Anyway, there was an Al Jazeera documentary as well that benefited some of these masterclass graduates that I'm talking about, where they had their clients, producing music for this documentary. And mind you, the clients that were producing that documentary at the Al Jazeera documentary, which we are going to find and we are going to share with everyone, is actually a Gqom music producer from Emlas, if I'm right. So Mfana Wala. And right now his music is playing in the background of a very highly acclaimed documentary all over the world, simply because of these classes, simply because of the talent that comes out of the province. So I'm not gonna say clap your hands again. I know you attempted to. Don't, they're gonna hurt, because you're still gonna clap your hands. It's a long program of people clapping their hands. Okay, so basically, let's see. While others receive permanent employment at companies they joined as interns as a direct result of the master classes. So one of the companies that actually took our interns decided, you know what, we don't want to lose these guys. We're going to employ them. And we want to thank Share Publishing, because we still have people who are working for Share Publishing, and it's now, I'd say, 3-4 years later, and they are working for Share Publishing as permanent employees. We thank you for that, sir. Now, further to this, we have also partnered with a few reputable organizations in an effort of preserving our indigenous sounds, which are next to none. One such organization is the African Heritage Foundation, that focuses on retelling our history through the sounds of Amahubo and the University of KwaZulu-Natal, where we collaborate to celebrate unsung South African heroes, such as Brother Clement, who is widely known for playing, teaching, and manufacturing the indigenous music instrument known as umakweana. Now, a side story about Brother Clement that people don't understand, and I want to impress upon everyone who's here, that we need to celebrate our heroes, to speak their language while they are here with us. Brother Clement is in his 80s, he's frail, and I'm going to tell you now, while most of you do not know who he is busy at the UKZN right now lecturing on the indigenous music instrument, which was made famous by the well-known, the iconic, the legendary Princess Magogo. And if you do not know who Princess Magogo is, I need to find out where you are coming from, because I'm not going to explain who she is. Please take out your phone, because you know you want to, and Google her right now, and you'll get some responses. Now, Princess Magogo personally trained Brother Clement in the art of manufacturing this indigenous music instrument. She taught Brother Clement the art of playing this, which is why he has passed the baton and taught a lot of people. Today, we have many academics whose prefix starts with doctor, whose titles are doctor because they used Brother Clement for their thesis, for their research, and now they are who they are because of him. And this man has not been sung. He is also, by the way, a monk who lives, I believe, somewhere in Richards Bay. I stand to be corrected. And not only that, if you are aware of the Gregorian Charter for the Roman Catholic Church, this is the man who was actually called to translate the Gregorian Charter into isiZulu. So if you hear those hymns playing in any local churches, understand that Brother Clement is the man who composed those, or at least translated those hymns. So anywhere you hear them, it's Brother Clement, and unfortunately he has not received any due recognition or any economic returns for his contribution, and we as KUMISA are looking into it to see if we can involve collecting societies such as SAMRO, Capaso, or any other one who's willing to step up and say, I want to help and turn this man's misfortunes into great fortunes. Now, further to this, we have launched a number of music careers with our successful implementation of the KUMISA Industry Night program, which sets an unknown musician on a path to stardom and success by being offered an opportunity of showcasing their talent to a live music industry value chain audience, such as this one that we have today. And in turn, the audience members were urged to offer various pledges of goods and services to the artists of their choosing in order to assist them further in the growth of their respective careers. And as a result of this, two out of the three Industry Night finalists will be performing for us today. And again, I say, pledges are still welcome. So if you see something you like on stage, I still encourage everyone here. If you see something you like on stage, do something about it, because you can change the landscape of their music careers to the next level. And it starts with one person. And the pledge doesn't have to be a big thing, because imagine 100 small things become one big thing. So if we do pledge, I swear to God that you'll be doing good as well. And you'll feel good about yourself too. As a result of this, all right, okay, I've touched on this. We have established segmented music business forums that deal with various industry issues and resolutions, most of which will be tabled on this very platform for further engagements with policy advocacy as a main objective. Now, these forums inform KUMISA's programs, because for long we've actually been coming up with programs that are supposed to help the industry. Meanwhile, we have not been engaging the industry. So these forums are actually designed for the industry to tell us what to do for them. And then once we know, we come to a bigger platform like this with the value chain and present those resolutions so that something can happen, so that policy can actually be affected and effected in one way. Okay, and we look forward to establishing, MEC, our music business incubator, where music-related SMMEs will be provided with infrastructure, business mentors, and guidance in order to encourage business growth and job creation. And personally, as a music business entrepreneur who has worn numerous hats over the years within KUMISA as a board member, treasurer, chairperson, and most recently the general manager of KUMISA, I must thank the board, past and present, the KUMISA staff, past and present, Dr. Pudi Molloy in his absence, Tony Monte in her absence, Karen van Pletzen, who was very, very, very active for us in the beginning of time, and we are where we are because of people like her. Temba Mkunu from the municipality, Miss Figiswa Pupuma, our mom, we call her our mom, Spem Bele, I'm not sure if he's here, Karabo Motijwane from Share Publishing, Dr. Sipos Tole from Native Rhythms, Lerato Sejeng, Mbumi Phillips, Mr. Eric Apple Green, and many other stakeholders I'm unable to mention due to time constraints, for assisting me in ensuring that KUMISA's mandate of positively changing the landscape of the local music industry is realized. Now, this brings me to my conclusion. I'm humbled by the response we received from the industry when planning to host such a forum. I do feel that with this being the first one of its kind, we have much to achieve as we seek to unite and transform our industry together through platforms such as this very one. And to drive this home, I take a page from our eternal icon, Mr. Joseph. In fact, I don't even know how to call him because he's Mr., he's Doctor, he's Reverend, he's Professor, Joseph Shabalala. His amazing group, the 5-time Grammy Award-winning Ladysmith Black Mambazo, when they collaborated with PJ Powers, and it reads as follows. It's the world in union, the world as one. As we climb to reach our destiny, a new age has begun, close quote. So let us unite in this digital era and reach our destiny together, for the new age has indeed begun. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been advised that we've got a video that you are supposed to be seeing so that you understand what it is when we were talking about the Industry Night program that we did. It'll give you a sense of what was happening, how the musicians were assisted, and where they are, or perhaps where they are right now, the whole process of it. So I'm going to play it for you. It is not a long video, and then program director will continue with the program.
Can you just maybe fast forward to where you raps?
So you can't choose to be that which you're not, because you'll forget who you decided to become. It's better to be the best of you. Believe me, don't come back doing that here. People will start getting it.
It was in your hands, my brother. All you had to do was just come apart, the stage.
Hi guys, we are at Hillcrest today shooting our music video, and we are about to go shoot our last scene. Thank you to KUMISA. I mean, you guys have been so good to us as the winners.
Today I'm at the Playhouse Studios and I'm recording my 2 singles with the KUMISA. My experience today was very eye-opening. It was really fun working with the producer, Uklep, and the musicians.
My name is Okoko Madlala. I'm a vocalist. I think I was already ready for being here, but I was not aware that I'm ready because I've been sharpening my craft for as long as I can remember. Today was amazing. I worked with a wonderful band today. KUMISA, I'm really grateful to KUMISA for everything they've done.
Kwintokozo kakhulu ukuthi we were part of this road. I'm happy to have the 3 that we have. Thanks a lot. Thanks to everyone who's played a role. Thanks a lot to KUMISA.
From Metro FM side, I can really honestly say here tonight that I'm looking forward to these 3 finalists. The one that I actually feel is sort of deserving, we are going to playlist from tomorrow.
KUMISA, we are fully behind you. The mandate that, the journey that you have chosen, and the space that you have chosen to fill.
KUMISA, through our interactions, they have emphasized that they are coming to the space to support young people, to support matured and established musicians.
KUMISA, changing the KZN music industry landscape.